The Galactic Empire was vast, a colossus spanning star systems upon star systems, its rule extending like a dark web across the known galaxy. The Empire's power was absolute, a fact known and acknowledged by every civilization it had encountered. Each species under its rule was either subjugated or integrated, sometimes both, and any hint of rebellion was promptly crushed under the weight of the Empire's iron-fisted military might. The Empire's warships were legendary, behemoths bristling with weapons and reinforced with armor that could withstand even the most advanced energy blasts. To other species, they were unstoppable. To the Empire itself, their superiority was a given, a simple matter of galactic law. When word reached them that a previously unknown species from a minor solar system was making contact, the Empire reacted with curiosity, but little else. It was not unusual for them to encounter fledgling civilizations, new explorers who had just barely unlocked the secrets of interstellar travel. The Empire's diplomats and military commanders knew the routine well. They would assess the newcomers, determine their usefulness, and if the need arose, bring them to heel. Few civilizations resisted for long. The consequences for defiance were swift, brutal, and absolute. So, when the Empire received the first official message from Earth's representatives, expressing a desire for peaceful relations and cooperation, it barely registered as a point of interest among the higher ranks. Humanity's message was polite, formal, and almost quaint. Earth's representatives requested an introduction to the greater galaxy, an exchange of knowledge, and an opportunity to build mutual understanding. The Empire's leaders chuckled at the message, viewing it as charming but naive. Humanity's ships, according to the Empire's preliminary scans, were modest at best. From their perspective, Earth's ships were little more than tin cans drifting in space, unworthy of even the label of a military vessel. The Empire's analysts reviewed the specifications and laughed. Earth's largest ships were dwarfed by the smallest in the Empire's fleet, and their weaponry, if it could even be called that, was primitive, geared more towards scientific exploration and navigation than actual combat. Earth's ships had sleek, utilitarian designs, minimal armaments, and lightweight hulls suited for swift journeys rather than withstanding enemy fire. To the Empire's admirals and war-hardened generals, humanity's vessels looked almost laughably inadequate. Empire officers shared holos of Earth's fleet in private quarters, chuckling and exchanging amused glances. This was no new threat. These humans were explorers, scientists, and perhaps idealists, but not warriors. The fleet's admirals didn't hide their disdain, seeing humanity's overtures of peace and cooperation as the result of weakness rather than principle. How could a species with such weak ships expect to survive, much less thrive, in a galaxy that demanded strength? With little consideration, the Empire dismissed humanity's offer of peaceful coexistence. They had faced many civilizations like this before, though none quite as naive, and the answer was always the same. The Empire's response to any species unwilling to submit willingly was swift domination. For them, it was an unspoken rule of galactic order: submission, not alliance, was the only path to survival for any emerging species. Some among the Empire's ranks voiced minor concerns, small, passing comments that perhaps these humans should be given more time to adjust, to understand the stakes of defying such an established power. But these voices were quickly drowned out by the larger consensus that humans posed no conceivable threat. A fleet commander, bold and eager to earn renown, suggested that they send a small detachment to deal with this, Earth, and put an end to the illusion of independence. Let humanity learn its place in the galaxy. No need for a full armada, just a handful of well-armed warships, enough to send a message to the humans and any other species watching. The Empire's authority was not a matter for negotiation. The decision was made with the casual disregard of someone flicking away a troublesome insect. A fleet would be deployed, not a grand armada but a modest strike force, enough to make an example of Earth's laughably small defenses. The goal wasn't to obliterate humanity but to show them the futility of resistance. The Empire's message to Earth was a stark one, outlining the terms of surrender and demanding immediate compliance. There would be no alliances, no special favors. The Empire, it stated, did not negotiate. As the Empire's fleet prepared to depart, commanders and soldiers alike scoffed at the simplicity of the mission ahead. Some joked that Earth's so-called military might could be neutralized with a single volley, and they wagered how long it would take the human ambassadors to send their surrender message. They looked forward to returning from Earth with tales of another primitive civilization swiftly and efficiently subdued. Unbeknownst to them, however, humanity was not as helpless as they believed. Humanity watched as the message from the Empire arrived, laced with arrogance and a patronizing tone. The Galactic Empire had brushed aside Earth's overtures of peace, refusing even the faintest notion of negotiation. Instead, they issued a warning, an ultimatum thinly veiled in condescension. Earth was expected to surrender, to accept their place as another subjugated civilization under the Empire's rule. Yet humanity did not buckle. Earth's leaders gathered behind closed doors, aware of the monumental challenge facing them. They knew the Empire dismissed their ships as nothing more than toys, naive attempts at interstellar exploration, and they'd heard the ridicule. But Earth's leaders, scientists, and military strategists held back no laughter. They viewed the situation with a grim determination. Humanity was prepared to prove that they were more than what the Empire perceived. In hushed meetings, leaders discussed their options. Surrender was out of the question, not because they were oblivious to the power they faced but because they believed in what they had built. Humanity had not achieved interstellar travel lightly. It had come through hard-won lessons, innovations born of scarcity, and an unyielding drive to explore and adapt. The very technologies the Empire mocked had been forged through trial, error, and relentless ingenuity. Humanity understood that in the vastness of space, resourcefulness was more valuable than any oversized warship. The decision was unanimous: they would defend Earth, no matter the odds. What the Empire didn't realize was that Earth's ships were no mere scientific vessels. They were, indeed, smaller and fewer than the Empire's armadas, but they had an advantage, one that was hidden beneath the sleek metal hulls and sophisticated systems. Humanity's technology was cutting edge in ways the Empire couldn't fathom. Years of experimenting with stealth and adaptive defense systems had given them an edge, an approach honed not just for sheer power but for survival against the unknown threats of deep space. In their exploration, humanity had developed advanced cloaking systems, a way to mask not just their visual signatures but the very energy signatures that other ships relied on to detect them. Earth scientists had pioneered adaptive shields, designed to absorb and recalibrate against different frequencies of energy, allowing their ships to withstand powerful attacks that would disable ordinary defenses. This technology was invisible to the Empire's sensors, a detail they could only learn the hard way. And then, there was the Destroyer, a ship that was nothing short of humanity's masterpiece. The Destroyer had been designed with one purpose in mind: to handle threats far beyond Earth's previous understanding. A warship that was compact yet bristling with hidden weaponry, the Destroyer was a product of both tactical genius and relentless ambition. Outfitted with AI-assisted maneuvering, it could react to threats faster than any human pilot. Its weapon systems, while smaller in scale compared to the Empire's, were flexible, able to adjust between long-range artillery and close-quarter tactics in an instant. To Earth's leaders, the Destroyer was more than a ship. It was the embodiment of humanity's resolve to thrive as equals, not subjects. As the Empire's fleet drew closer, Earth's military officials finalized their strategy. The Destroyer would lead a small fleet, only a handful of ships, but each one was finely tuned for this battle. They had been given clear orders: avoid open engagement until absolutely necessary. Instead, humanity would rely on the element of surprise, using every advanced system and weapon in their arsenal to counter the Empire's brute force tactics. Humanity wasn't aiming to overwhelm but to outwit, to show the Empire that strength wasn't only in numbers. In the calm before the storm, the Destroyer hovered silently in the darkness of space, its systems on standby, cloaked from sight. Its crew stood by, each member briefed on the gravity of the mission. There was no panic, no fear, only a shared resolve. From fleet commanders down to the technicians, each person understood what was at stake, and they held fast to their duty. Some of the crew whispered among themselves, sharing stories of how humanity had always adapted to survive, whether in the hostile depths of Earth's oceans or the isolation of lunar expeditions. Earth's leaders had made one final broadcast, a rallying message across the fleet that echoed a single promise. They would meet the Empire's arrogance with resilience, their contempt with unyielding strength. Humanity was ready. The Empire's fleet drifted into the solar system, its ships sleek and ominous, broadcasting a single, cold demand: Earth's immediate surrender. With arrogant certainty, the Imperial commander declared Earth's inferiority, painting a grim future for any who dared to resist. To him, humanity's defenses were nothing but relics, an annoyance to be swept aside with ease. Humanity's fleet remained silent, not responding to the calls or the warnings, letting the Empire close in. The Imperial ships scanned Earth's forces, finding them clustered together, small, and seemingly stationary. The ships appeared crude in comparison, lacking the polished design of the Empire's vessels. The Empire's commanders exchanged amused glances, dismissing these ships as little more than outdated relics floating in space. The Imperial fleet moved into formation, lining up its ships like a predator ready to strike. They fired the first volley, a wave of plasma bolts and energy beams hurtling toward the unmoving Earth fleet. The Empire's ships advanced confidently, certain of a swift and overwhelming victory. Then, without warning, humanity's ships exploded into motion. Each vessel maneuvered with an unpredictability that defied the Empire's expectations. They evaded the plasma bolts with sharp, calculated turns and bursts of speed, each movement precise and efficient. The Empire's scanners struggled to track them, confused by the seemingly random, chaotic patterns. Suddenly, humanity's fleet was everywhere at once, slipping through the lines, taking up new positions with startling speed. In the midst of the confusion, Earth's destroyer, a massive and rugged vessel, surged forward. With a flicker of its lights, it emitted a powerful electromagnetic pulse. The Empire's front line shuddered as systems flickered, momentarily silencing communications and sensors. Ships drifted out of formation, their targeting systems scrambled. The Imperial commanders cursed as they struggled to regain control, their carefully orchestrated assault thrown into chaos. Then came the counterattack. Earth's fleet fired back with small, well-aimed projectiles. Unlike the Empire's flashy plasma bolts, these weapons were brutally efficient, designed to punch through shields and damage critical systems. Each shot was precise, aimed not at complete destruction but at crippling the Empire's smaller ships. One by one, Imperial fighters faltered, their engines sparking or drifting, caught unprepared by humanity's relentless assault. The Empire's commanders, now alert to the unexpected threat, scrambled to reorganize. They ordered their ships to spread out, hoping to trap the elusive Earth vessels. Yet humanity's fleet adapted effortlessly, regrouping with AI-driven synchronization that let them stay one step ahead. Their ships continued to dart between the Empires, baiting them into taking shots that missed, wearing down their resolve with each maneuver. The Empire's fleet had not prepared for this. They'd expected a primitive skirmish, a quick subjugation of an inferior force. Instead, they faced a relentless, coordinated response, each tactic defying their predictions. The Imperial commander's confidence wavered, replaced by a tense, simmering frustration. The Empire's fleet watched, disbelieving, as Earth's ships continued to defy their expectations. The supposed primitive ships not only held their own but began systematically dismantling the Empire's line. Every Imperial scan confirmed it. Humanity's vessels were more advanced than they'd anticipated. The Imperial commander, momentarily speechless, ordered a tactical retreat. His shock was palpable. He'd never faced such resistance from a species they considered inferior. The Empire attempted to pull back, to reform and reassess, but Earth's fleet seized the moment, pressing forward in perfect coordination. Humanity's ships closed in, their energy cannons flaring to life as they targeted vulnerable spots on the Empire's retreating vessels. Missiles launched with pinpoint accuracy, each strike engineered to exploit the Empire's weaknesses. The Earth destroyer surged ahead, slicing through the chaos, pushing directly toward the Empire's command ship. Its weapons discharged in relentless succession, each blast pounding through the Empire's formidable shields. The Imperial command crew watched in stunned silence, their confidence shaken by the sheer boldness of Earth's maneuver. In the ensuing moments, humanity's fleet unleashed its full tactical prowess. Earth's ships darted between the larger, more cumbersome Imperial vessels, striking with surgical precision. Each hit was measured, hitting critical points with deadly efficiency. The Empire's larger ships, designed for intimidation over agility, struggled to keep up, faltering under the onslaught. Earth's agile ships seemed to anticipate every movement, evading counterattacks with a grace that defied the Empire's military protocols. The Empire's attempts at regrouping faltered as frustration spread among their ranks. The Imperial commander, grappling with the unexpected assault, ordered his officers to adapt, to counter Earth's tactics, but their strategies were met with failure after failure. Humanity's fleet adapted seamlessly, dodging strikes, reforming in tight formations, and exploiting every vulnerability exposed by the Empire's attempts to regain control. On board the Empire's ships, the tension turned to panic. Imperial crews, once secure in their superiority, now found themselves at a loss as ship after ship faltered. The sight of the Empire's powerful vessels falling under the unrelenting pressure of Earth's tactics left commanders unnerved. Communication channels buzzed with anxious voices, the air thick with disbelief. They had entered this battle with an arrogance born from a legacy of unchallenged victories. Now, they faced a species they'd dismissed as primitive, and for the first time, they began to understand that they'd grossly underestimated Earth. The Imperial fleet's confidence wavered, and for the first time, humanity loomed as a genuine threat, one that the Empire could no longer ignore. In one final act of desperation, the Empire's remaining ships converged for a full-force assault, their last-ditch effort to overwhelm Earth's defenses. Plasma bolts streaked through the void, filling the space with an eerie glow as they hurtled toward humanity's fleet. But Earth's ships held firm, darting through the storm of fire with graceful precision, evading each attack as if guided by instinct. Earth's tactical systems, combined with the skilled maneuvers of its pilots, allowed every ship to sidestep the Empire's offensive, keeping casualties minimal while countering with brutal accuracy. In the center of the fray, the Earth destroyer locked its sights on the Empire's command ship, its powerful weapons targeting critical points with unerring precision. One final barrage sent the command ship reeling as explosions rippled along its hull, igniting secondary blasts across the vessel. As the Empire's flagship disintegrated in a blinding cascade of fire, the resolve of the Imperial fleet shattered, and the call for retreat echoed through the Empire's remaining forces. Humanity's fleet held its position as the Empire's ships pulled back in disarray, refraining from pursuit. Earth's message was unmistakable. They had no interest in conquest, only in protecting their home. With the battle won, human leaders sent out a broadcast across the galaxy, asserting their commitment to peace and respect for other civilizations, while vowing to defend their sovereignty against any threat. It was a defiant statement, tempered with wisdom, a promise of both strength and restraint. The news of humanity's unexpected victory spread rapidly, leaving a profound impact on the galaxy. For the first time, other civilizations saw Earth as more than an obscure planet on the fringes of known space. Humanity was now viewed with both respect and curiosity. Species who had long endured the Empire's dominance felt a spark of hope, inspired by Earth's defiance and resilience. For these minor civilizations, humanity's victory was proof that strength was not solely determined by technology or size but by will and determination. The Empire, forced into a reluctant retreat, grappled with the implications of its defeat. This unexpected loss was more than a tactical setback. It marked a shift in the balance of power within the galaxy. They could no longer assume dominance over every civilization they encountered, nor dismiss emerging civilizations as inconsequential. Earth had changed the rules, and with this single battle, humanity had forged a reputation that would be hard to ignore. As the Empire reeled from the blow to its pride, the galaxy entered a new era. Humanity's emergence as a formidable power reshaped interstellar relations, casting Earth as a beacon of ingenuity and resilience. Earth's reputation became a symbol for those who dared to stand against overwhelming forces, a reminder that even the mightiest of empires could falter in the face of true courage and resolve.